Cops, what is the scariest thing you're seen? People always expect the same kinds of answers from cops. Car crashes, violent crime, dark alleys with darker endings. And sure, I've seen things that stick with you longer than you'd like. But the scariest moment of my career wasn't about danger, it was about uncertainty. It happened on a cold autumn evening during my 3rd year on the force, the kind where the wind whistles through the trees like it has secrets. My partner and I were called to a quiet neighborhood, one of those places where porch lights glow warm and friendly, and people wave to you even if they don't know your name. The 911 call was short. There's a child crying. I can't find where it's coming from. No address, no further details. Just the sound of a frightened voice already fading from the line. We drove slowly down the street, windows cracked despite the cold. And then we heard it, a faint whimper. At first, it blended with the wind, but as we followed the sound, it sharpened, desperate, and impossibly small. We checked yards, bushes, porches. Nothing. The cry came. This time, it was closer. Too close. My partner motioned toward an old shed behind a vacant house, the kind of place kids dare each other to approach on Halloween. I remember my pulse kicking up just a little, not because of danger, but because I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong in a way I couldn't yet name. The shed door was cracked open. I pushed it gently, announcing ourselves. Inside, dust swirled in the beam of my flashlight. Boxes, tools, shadows. And then, in the corner movement, a little girl, maybe 5 years old, curled up behind a stack of paint cans, hugging her knees so tightly her knuckles were white. Her eyes were huge, shimmering with tears. She didn't scream. She didn't run. She just stared at us like she wasn't sure we were real. I knelt down slowly. "Hey there. We've been looking for you." She swallowed, voice barely a whisper. I couldn't find my mom. I will never forget the way her voice cracked on the word mom. That tiny fracture of fear was sharper than any danger I've ever faced. We wrapped her in my jacket, carried her out of the cold, and stayed with her until her mother, frantic, breathless, came running from 2 streets over. The moment they saw each other, well, that's the kind of thing that gets you right in the chest. Later, when the adrenaline settled and the paperwork was done, my partner asked me what I thought. I said, car chases are scary. Fights are scary, but a child alone in the dark thinking the world forgot about her? That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Because sometimes the most terrifying moments aren't the ones that threaten your life. They're the ones that remind you how fragile life really is.